We recently remodeled our primary bedroom closet, and this has been something that I've been wanting to do ever since we moved in, but we've just been putting it off, and now I've said enough is enough. I am ready for some organization. I was just tired of my clothes not fitting and just kind of being like thrown and not organized. So we finally just did it and redid the whole closet, and it's definitely a small closet, so it's just, you know, the builder grade, but we kind of made it our own and made it a lot more functional. So let me give you a quick tour of the closet, and then I'll show you the items that I think are a must-have for any closet, especially if you want to stay organized. These will also just make your closet look so much better and more neat. And honestly, every day when I come and get my clothes out, I just feel like such a sense of relief of being able to see and find everything I need. Before we started, this whole closet was just all one level, and so we didn't have as much flexibility with hanging space, and we really didn't need so much empty space above the hanging racks because we didn't have that much stuff to fold or stack up there. We have separate dressers for like folded items, so this isn't all of our clothes, and like it's not even touching the surface of like my coats and stuff. Those are all in a separate area, and I do have a separate area for shoes. So this is like mainly kind of the stuff that I wear every day, like all my tops and bottoms and dresses and stuff. My husband has his own little section, and don't judge him because he does have just like a little bit of clothes, but really that's all he wants and that's all he wears, so it's fine. For this closet remodel, we just try to pick something that was the most affordable and quick and easy, and so we ended up going with a company that kind of designs it for you, or basically you tell them what you want and they help fit it to your space and just make sure everything will look good and fit. And then I was able to customize some little details here and there, but for this space I really wanted to maximize the amount of hanging space because I really prefer to hang as much as possible because I feel like it's so much easier to see items. I don't like folding. I'm not folding all my tops, and I really only fold sweaters and items that must be folded. This whole project did take about a weekend or about 3 days. So first we demoed the original closet, then we added a little bit more lighting. We added 2 more lights in here, and so that really helped brighten up the space. And then we painted. First we had to fix up any holes or damage from the previous system, and we repainted the whole closet. That was just so annoying, and I really hate painting, but it was something that must be done before we installed the new system. This new system, it came shipped to us in a bunch of different boxes, and honestly I would say it's very, very similar to like the IKEA system. However, it's more customized to your closet and your space, and you can definitely see like in the corners where it's just more customized and it fits exactly perfect. The only thing I wish we did was kind of confirm the dimensions a little bit better, because there is like a small gap, but honestly it's in the corner and you can't really see. But first we were thinking to do like a floor system, and then we switched to this wall mounted system, and I think somewhere it ended up being like an inch or 2 off, and you can't even tell at all, but I would prefer to just have it a little bit more exact. But that's just something to keep in mind if you're doing a system like this. But overall, I'm just really happy, and I think it turned out really great. One of the things that I would say is a non-negotiable to having your closet look beautiful and organized is to have matching hangers. I feel like this makes such a big difference and just totally transforms the whole look of your clothes. These are the ones that I've been using pretty much my entire adult life, and I just keep getting the same ones. You can even get like different brands and they pretty much look similar, but these are black slim velvet hangers, and they have a nice velvet feel, which helps the clothes stay on, especially for tops. I feel like that really makes a difference for tops not sliding down. And then I just also like how slim they are, and it really helps keep the clothes very compact and just saves so much more space. These come in different colors, so you can get white or black or just so many different options, but I would try to stay with something a little bit more neutral just so it doesn't like mark on your clothes. And also, just one con about these hangers is that sometimes the velvet can come off a bit and leave like a little black dust, but honestly it's fine and I haven't had any issue with that. Here is how it looks with the hangers all matching, and you can see that it is just so much more seamless, and especially on the top they just all align and just look much more sleek. The next kind of hanger I got for this closet remodel is this pant hanger, and this is one of the game changers. Before, I used to fold all my jeans and they were kind of like in this weird box, and I really couldn't find anything. I could only see the ones that were like on the top, and sometimes they would get rotated out, but I just hated that. And so I was like, let me just hang up all my jeans. I can quickly like sort through them and shuffle through them, and it is just so much better. So here is how they look. This specific brand is really nice and just super heavy duty. It has like a rubberized section here at the bottom, and then this is like a chrome. These are just so sleek and slim, and of course I got black to match my velvet hangers, but they do come in a few different colors, and let me just show you the difference that it makes. For example, here are some leather pants, and you can see that you can easily just fold them in half and have them hanging, and it's just so nice and sleek, and then you can definitely see everything, and then nothing is getting damaged because it's just folded over on the hanger. Here's how the whole pant system looks. They look super sleek, and I prefer to have them facing this way because that way they all end at the same way instead of having the open end facing the other way. I feel like this way just looks much more neat, and you can see there's a variety of pants, leggings, sweatpants. It really fits all of them beautifully. In the past, I did have some of my pants that were a little bit more delicate, like leather pants, hanging on this kind of hanger, and I would just drape it over the side. But this one takes up so much less space, and you can just kind of see the difference here, how much more room you have, especially here on the bottom. It just looks much more neat, and it just is much easier to slide them on and off, and especially for space saving, these don't touch the floor. And if you have like a double system like this, you'll have just so much more room, and make sure that nothing is drooping on the floor with a more tall version like this. But this one, you have a lot of wasted space here from the top to the bottom. So that's why I would definitely recommend getting a specific pant hanger like this. The last kind of hanger I have in my closet is this black pant hanger, and I was really just trying to find the most similar option that matched to all my other hangers, and this was the black version that I could find that just looked sleek and matched in color and also didn't take up too much space. But this pant hanger is better suited for skirts and shorts. So those ones you can't really fold over like jeans and pants. So this hanger comes in really handy for those kind of items. For example, a skirt like this, you can easily just clip it on and it sits there beautifully. The only thing I would be mindful of is delicate fabrics like silks and just something that can leave an imprint. Here you might want to put a little tissue paper or just a little thicker paper in between so that the clips don't leave marks, but that's really the only thing, and I haven't really had an issue with that. I really love this solution for skirts and shorts. Here's my little section for all the pant hangers, and they just fit really nicely together. They are wooden, but they're still very sleek, and they just don't take up much space at all. The next thing I want to show you is this clear divider, and this is such a great option for shelf organization, especially for the top here. I do have a bit of space for folded items or maybe just items that I would want to keep more separate. This keeps items more upright, and I'll insert a clip here of how I use it with my sweaters. It looks so much better and it keeps them folded really straight, and it's also just such a sleek option with this acrylic organizer. I feel like they just make such a huge difference and also keeps things really neat. They do come in different sizes, so definitely just like measure your shelf area first and then you can find a size option that works for you. But I think these are really great and they've been working for me, and I just love them with this new system. For some items that I don't really reach for as often, I like to put them in a organizer box and then kind of put them at the top of my closet to stow away for later. For example, this is like seasonal stuff and like seasonal snow pants and ski gear, which I use a few times a year, but not very often. So I just tuck that away up there, and I love these boxes. I also use them in my daughter's room for organizing clothes, like different sizes. I feel like they're so great. They collapse and they're neutral. You can label the front, and just a great addition to have. The last thing that I want to show you that I feel like is really important to have in any closet is some protection for your clothes. I like to wear cashmere, silk, a lot of natural fibers, and unfortunately moths like those materials too. And just in general, moths can tend to get into your clothes and closet, and so I am trying everything I can to keep them away and never have them come here. So what I do is incorporate lavender and cedar. First of all, I like to take these little lavender satchels. They smell so nice, and I have them hanging on the back of my door, and then I also have them like tucked in to the closet here. So you don't really see them, but they kind of provide a nice essence and also keep away the moths so no bugs are here. And then once in a while you can also spritz this lavender essential oil spray, and I just go around, you shake it up first and then spray it on. And I do this like maybe once a week or every few weeks, but honestly this is great for something low maintenance that you can just put and switch out every few months or so, and then this is like an extra thing you can do. The other item that I use is cedar. Cedar is another known natural item that doesn't leave any smells but keeps the moths away. This is a cedar bark chip thing that you just stick in between your clothes and just provides some natural cedar smell. And honestly, I can't really smell it anymore, so I might have to get new ones, but I'm sure it still keeps them away because it's just a full block of cedar. And then these ones are cedar rings, and you can add them to any hanger, and you just easily add a touch of cedar throughout your closet. I've been using these for years and I haven't had any problems with moths, so I think they work, and I just really like to avoid mothballs or anything that can leave those smells on your clothes, so I feel like these are great natural options. That's pretty much all there is to my new closet. It's small but mighty, and I definitely have so much more space, and honestly I still need to declutter and get rid of some stuff that I don't wear as much, so I'm really trying to be a little bit more minimal and mindful with my clothes. But this organization system is working so well, and I feel like I never have piles building up because it's just so much more easy to put my stuff away and also to just see everything and really see what I'm wearing and what I'm not, and so maybe I can put those things away. And so hopefully this was helpful. If you guys have any other questions, leave them down below, and everything I showed here will be linked in the description, so if you have any questions, check there. And thank you so much. I will see you on the next one. Bye.